Have you ever met someone whose kindness could light up a room? That's Susan for you. This girl, Susan, is a beacon of kindness in her school. She's the type of person who always has a warm smile on her face and an open heart for anyone who needs it. Her character is a blend of compassion, empathy, and an unwavering desire to help others. Her kindness isn't a rare occurrence, it's her everyday nature. She's the sort of friend who'll lend you her last pencil, help you with that tricky math problem, or simply sit with you when you're feeling low. Susan has this unique ability to notice those who seem left out or in need of help. She's loved by everyone, not for her popularity, but for her genuine care and concern. But one day she notices a boy who seems lonely and upset. His name is Tom. In a corner of the schoolyard, Tom sat alone, a picture of solitude and sadness. It was as if an invisible barrier separated him from the rest of the world. He appeared to be drowning in his own sea of loneliness, unable to reach the shore. His eyes held a profound sadness, a silent plea for companionship. Then, like a ray of sunshine breaking through the clouds, Susan noticed him. Her heart ached for this boy who seemed so lost and alone. She felt a deep urge, an almost maternal instinct to reach out to him, to pull him from the depths of his solitude and show him that he wasn't alone. With a gentle smile and a heart full of compassion, Susan approached Tom. Her footsteps were light, her voice soft and welcoming. She didn't want to startle him or make him feel uncomfortable. She simply wanted to let him know that he mattered, that he was seen. Their initial interaction was a delicate dance. Susan, with her warmth and kindness, slowly chipped away at the wall around Tom. She was patient, understanding that trust takes time to build. Slowly but surely, Tom began to respond, his eyes reflecting a glimmer of hope. And so, Susan decided to extend her helping hand to Tom, and an unlikely friendship began to form. It's amazing how a simple act of kindness can spark the most beautiful friendships. With Susan's warm heart and Tom's quiet resilience, a bond began to form between the two. They started sharing their lunch breaks, sitting under the shade of an old oak tree, away from the bustle of the playground. The conversations were simple at first, about school, favorite foods, and hobbies. But as the days passed, the discussions deepened, reflecting the growing trust between them. Tom, who once spent his days in solitude, found comfort in Susan's company. He started opening up, sharing his dreams, his fears, and even the reason behind his initial loneliness. Susan, with her empathetic heart, listened intently. She offered words of encouragement, laughter to lighten his mood, and a shoulder to lean on when things got tough. In return, Tom offered Susan a perspective she had never considered. He showed her the beauty of solitude, the joy of self-discovery, and the power of resilience. He shared stories of his favorite books, his love for painting, and the peacefulness he found in his quiet moments. The friendship between Susan and Tom was like a blossoming flower, each petal representing a shared moment, a bond strengthened, and a lesson learned. Susan's kindness had reached out to Tom, pulling him from his shell and showing him the joy of companionship. In turn, Tom had shown Susan the depth of his character, the strength in his silence, and the beauty of his solitude. Their friendship was not just about companionship, but a mutual exchange of understanding, respect, and growth. It was a testament to the power of kindness, showing that even the simplest acts can have the most profound impacts. And so, it seemed that Susan's act of kindness had indeed sparked a beautiful friendship, a friendship that would continue to grow, to evolve, and to inspire those around them. As days turned into weeks, Tom was no longer the lonely boy in the corner. He had found a friend in Susan. Kindness, like a seed once planted, can grow into something beautiful. This aptly describes the transformation in Tom, brought about by Susan's friendship and kindness. In the beginning, Tom was like a closed book, his pages tightly bound by strings of solitude and pain. He was a quiet boy, often seen alone in a corner, his eyes reflecting a world devoid of joy. But then Susan happened. Her friendship was like a soft ray of sunlight, piercing through the cold gray clouds that shrouded Tom's world. Slowly but surely, Tom started to open up. His silence turned into whispers, his whispers into words, and his words into laughter. He began to share his thoughts, his dreams, his fears, and his joys. He started to participate in class, engage with his peers, and even lead group activities. Susan's kindness was a balm to Tom's wounded spirit. It was like a warm blanket on a cold winter's night, providing comfort and solace. It was a beacon of light in his darkened world, guiding him towards a brighter future. As days turned into weeks and weeks into months, Tom's transformation became more evident. He was no longer the lonely boy in the corner. He was happier, more confident, and his outlook on life had changed dramatically. He started seeing the world not as a battlefield, but as a playground, full of opportunities and adventures. Tom's transformation was not just about his personality or his behavior, it was about his spirit, his heart. He learned to trust, to hope, to dream, and to love. He learned that he was not alone, that he was worthy of love and kindness, and that he had the power to change his own destiny. Tom's transformation was a testament to the power of kindness and friendship. It was a testament to the power of a single act of kindness, how it can touch a heart, change a life, and make a difference. Tom, once a picture of solitude, was now a beacon of resilience and hope, all thanks to Susan's kindness. In the end, it was not just Tom who was transformed. The ripple effect of Susan's kindness was felt far and wide across their school. It was as though a seed of compassion had been sown, and it was now growing into a beautiful tree, spreading its branches to create a canopy of understanding, acceptance, and friendliness. You see, kindness is contagious. Susan's gesture of reaching out to Tom, a boy who was isolated and unhappy, sparked a change not just in him, but in the entire school community. It was as if they had all been given a pair of glasses that allowed them to see the world through a lens of empathy and compassion. It started subtly at first. Students began to hold doors open for each other. They started helping each other with homework, and even started to include everyone in their activities, regardless of their differences. The schoolyard was no longer a place of division, but a place where everyone felt a sense of belonging. Teachers too noticed this change. They saw how students were more willing to collaborate, how they were more patient with each other, and how the atmosphere in the classrooms was more positive and conducive to learning. They realized that this change was sparked by the friendship between Susan and Tom. As for Susan and Tom, their bond only strengthened. Their friendship was a beacon, a shining example of how a simple act of kindness can have a profound impact. They proved that kindness does not need to be grand gestures. It can be as simple as lending an ear, offering a smile, or extending a hand of friendship. Through their actions, they taught everyone around them the importance of empathy, of understanding, of acceptance. They showed their peers that it's okay to reach out, to be vulnerable, to seek help, and to offer help. Through Susan and Tom, their school learned an important lesson about the power of kindness. They learned that kindness is not just about being nice to others, it's about creating an environment where everyone feels valued, heard, and included. It's about transforming not just individual lives, but entire communities. So, what can we learn from Susan's story? In this captivating tale, we've journeyed through a variety of emotions and experiences, all the while picking up some valuable language learning points. As we followed Susan's acts of kindness towards Tom, we were introduced to a rich array of descriptive language. Phrases such as, "a boy named Tom" and "Tom's transformation" not only painted vivid images in our minds, but also demonstrated how adjectives and nouns can work together to create compelling narratives. Our story was also filled with metaphors, these comparisons that don't use as or like, but rather state something as something else. For example, when we described Tom's sadness as an invisible cloak, we used metaphor to convey his emotional state. Metaphors are a fantastic tool to add depth and layers to our language, making our communication more imaginative and engaging. Let's not forget the importance of dialogue in storytelling. Through the conversations between Susan and Tom, we were able to understand their thoughts, feelings, and motivations. Dialogue is a key component of any narrative as it brings characters to life and moves the story forward. So, in summary, our story taught us the power of descriptive language, the magic of metaphors, and the necessity of dialogue. It also showed us that language learning isn't just about vocabulary or grammar, but also about understanding and expressing human experiences. Always remember, every act of kindness, big or small, has the power to change lives.